I think we will start off today's episode by getting a few new shiny upgrades for our colony, which we will go for hot boots to give our miners fire and lava immunity, alongside redstone powered to give our citizens block breaking speed a little bit of an increase, basically just so our builders can clear out areas a bit quicker. And the third and final upgrade then will be for skills to give our citizens some more block placement speed. Again, that's just going to help our builders out with the construction of their builds. Those upgrades will take a little while to complete, so I think in the meantime, let's go check up on how the rest of our colony is getting on then. There is nothing in our open request list that I need to deal with at the moment, so Koa, what are we getting up to, son? How can I help? Koa is upgrading a courier's hut to tier 2 or tier 3 I assume, just waiting in a few more items here which the colony can certainly handle for him. That's absolutely fine. A higher leveled courier is a more efficient courier, so I'm very happy letting him get on with that. Jalia next door is upgrading our flower shop to tier 2 for us, which is a very important build. She is just waiting in a few more flower pots, which I've just made up for her very quickly. So take all of those in, and she is now 100% supplied for that upgrade. We have already completed 1/3 of this, which is good, but I really would like this up sooner than later so I can get you out and upgrading it to tier 3 for us. Then we can unlock the Dyers research, which will need to wait on those researches that we've just started completing first. I didn't really think about that. But that's okay, we still have plenty of time here for you to get this up to level 3 for us then, Jalia. Riley is still working on the level 3 upgrade to the house here. She is slowly getting on with it, but for one, this is a pretty big upgrade to this house, and for two, they are relying on this warehouse here to deliver all of the items to Riley for that build, of which we only have 2 couriers within it. So that house is really taking a time to get leveled up there. Because basically what's happening is the couriers within this warehouse here are having to travel all the way out to the industry district to collect items from there. That's a bit of an issue here actually. That's not what I really intended with this. And now Riley is sick, so there's a third reason why that house is going to take so long to get completed. Right, Riley, I think I will just leave you alone here today then. I will maybe need to sort something out for you though, because that is a problem for future builds around the agricultural district. Ellison is upgrading the glassblower's hut to level 3, and honestly, I really don't want to have anything at all to do with that. So Mariah, what are you doing and how can I assist? We are upgrading a courier's hut here, and we're already 70% done with it. This is a level 3 upgrade by the looks of all of the nether based items for it. And those nether items are actually within our open request list here as well. Right, that's no problem at all, Mariah. I will go quickly teach those recipes for you. They are easy enough sawmill and stonemason recipes, so that's no issue at all. With me teaching the recipe for yellow floating carpets to the Fletcher here, that is the final recipe that I can teach at the moment before the list is full. So this is then another build which we will need to upgrade to level 2, then level 3, alongside our mechanics hut build. I think the rest of our builds around here should already be up to the level 3 mark, which I do believe they are. It's mainly just these newer ones that we've constructed that we need to level up as well, or upgrade. So I will come in and start the build request for all of them, and one of our builders will pick these up once they get the chance to. Plus, we still have a few other builds here which we need to construct even to level 1. Our medieval oak sifter here could get done at any time, but there's not too much of a priority for that build at the moment. Just onto this absolute monstrosity of a build here. Oh, this one is taking up way too much time and resources. Speaking of resources, actually, there's a lot of new items in the open request list for me to now teach, which are just stone cutter recipes here, stone mason recipes, so that's really not too bad actually. Although this last recipe is fairly interesting looking because we need to make a quartz pillar from this, which is not a stone mason recipe. Is that a mechanic recipe? Yes, it is. So the mechanic will make our quartz pillars for us. Nice one. And that is Julia just completed the level 3 upgrade to our flower shop. Or level 2 upgrade, sorry. So let's get you straight back out here then, pal, and upgrading this to level 3 next. We will worry about the materials required for it whenever she picks that order up again, but good. We are nearly there with our dyer research. I believe that Koa was working on this dark oak couriers here, of which he has just completed it to level 3. What I have noticed though is all of our couriers and builders in fact as well go up into this build and then come back down again and then leave. So there is definitely a weird pathing issue going on here, which I'm just going to remove those ladders away to maybe prevent that, because there is no need for them to go up there, and hopefully that will stop them doing so. But he has then moved on to start upgrading this medieval spruce alternative courier's hut to level 3 for us next. So he's going on absolutely fine here. Jalia has picked up the flower shop to level 3 and is already 40% supplied for it. The items really don't look all that difficult for this actually. Whenever she requests in anything, like the mossy cobblestone items and brick extra stuff, we will just simply go teach those recipes for her. Although Koa's weighted pressure plate was a recipe that we had to remove from the mechanics hut recently actually, so I will need to make that up by hand until this build gets upgraded, then get some more recipe slots to teach some more recipes to. It's always a juggling act with all of this stuff, removing the recipes, putting back on recipes, just until we get things upgraded. But that's the mess that we've made for ourselves here, so we'll need to deal with it. Well, I have a little bit of downtime to myself at the moment, so what I'm going to do is make myself up another barracks hut, alongside a few more house builds. And I've set up a new area within our industry district where I would like to place these builds, so for the moment, let's go choose them a style. Which the barracks is going to be made of a acacia style. No, I have plenty of acacia out there. It's going to be made out of a medieval oak alternative style. As for the houses though, we'll go for Nordic and stone and medieval dark oak. I'm pretty sure we have all of those styles already out there for them, but there is only so many styles that we can have. Let's see what this barracks is then going to end up looking like. This is the medieval oak alternative barracks at level 1, fairly standard build, and at level 5, slightly more impressive, a lot more brickwork to it. Yeah, that could work. And I am going to place these new builds just on this new pathway that I have behind our overflow sawmill, behind our lumberyard as well here. Just in this little area that we have here, I think. So this is more or less the midway point of this new pathway that we have. Sure, I will put that down there just now. Then let's see if I can get any houses just sat beside it. We could place the medieval dark oak house just here actually. That gives enough clearance between the barracks and where I could extend out the pathway along that way. Sure, I will go ahead with that. The other two choices for houses was stone, of which I have stone across the way, and Nordic, which is just across the way here as well, actually. Right, I might overrule the randomizer for these choices and maybe just choose something else myself. A level 5 true dwarven house looks like an absolute riot. Yeah, let's go with that instead. That's still kind of stony, isn't it? And I will need to await these builds being constructed first to push back the boundary. Then we'll set in some more houses just behind it. Okay, that's a couple more things for us to then make. I will get those other houses put up once we get some space for it. I did notice that in the time it was taking me to place down those builds there, that Mariah finished off an upgrade to a courier's hut around here. Which one, I'm not sure. I think it was this Incan style one here. Is this at level 3? Yes, it is. Okay, so that's a very pointless, easy one for her. And she has then moved on to construct or upgrade a guards tower for us. She is 70% supplied for it, but again, which guards tower? Well, it's this one here. Lost City style that she's making for us. Nice one, pal. We have been fulfilling requests for the Glassblower's Hut to level 3 for quite some time now, but still look at just how many resources are still required for it. This is a bit of a piss take of a build, if I'm honest with you. She is only 40% supplied for this upgrade and is only 30% done with it so far. This is a stupidly big build, and it's not even going to be worth it once it is complete, if I'm honest with you. Really just have the randomizer to thank for this beauty here, but we will get it up at some point. It's really just taking a hell of a long time to get it up. At least whenever you then compare it to other builds, such as this Lost City one here, which we're already 80% done with it, and she's pretty much already just picked it up. In fact, we are 96% done with it, 97, 98%. This is about to flag off as complete. Yes, it's only at level 2, but in comparison to that Glassblower's Hut, night and day with this stuff. And that's it complete. Thank you very much, pal. Right, you go pick up one of these new upgrades that was set to one of these more major builds behind. And instead, she has picked up a guards tower, possibly to level 1 because it's a very standard easy build for her to do. Not quite sure which one she's doing actually, although I do see her over here. She is constructing a stone guards tower that I probably could have guessed. Right, pal, let me assist you clearing this out a little bit and then you can get it up. We have a few items in our open requests for Julia, which are a few builds around here, apart from those large ferns, which I think is a florist build item. I will go double check. Apparently not. It doesn't seem as if any build can make a large fern for us. Oh well, I have some ferns out here which I can just simply scoop up and combine into large ones for them, so that's no hassle, I suppose. And that should then be everything that I will need to do at the moment. The raw items I could not care any less about. Those are just so that our restaurant will always have some food to give to our idiots, so they can just deal with that themselves. Well, Jalia is now 100% supplied for the Florist upgrade to level 3, and we are 40% done with it here, so it's really not going to take her too long before we do get this up to the level 3 mark. But while we wait on her completing that, in our open request list, Ellison is once again requesting a bajillion items for us to go teach. So back to the industry district then we can come back out here and hopefully she will have finished off that upgrade. Which she has just finished off there. Brilliant. Our level 3 florist. So we can now go for the Rainbow Heaven research to unlock our Dyers Hut. All we're going to require in is 64 poppies, alongside waiting on the current researches completing so that we can start the new one. But next time then, we should have everything that we require to start the construction of our Dyers Hut, and hopefully then that's really going to help with all of the coloured items here in our colony, and just make life a bit easier on myself here really.